Welcome to Living for All the Marbles. I'm Vinny, and I'm in front of the big whiteboard here in my office, and I want to welcome you to week 51. We're almost at a full year. This week we're covering from the 29th of June until the 5th of July. And I'm on a journey of accountability for living the vision for my life and to hopefully inspire others to live the vision they have for their life and a legacy, because I want to leave a record for my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids, so they'll know kind of how I think about different things. And so if this interests you, I would encourage you to like or share or hit the bell or do whatever it is that the algorithms like, in order for this to get around for people to see. Also, you can find us on the web at livingforallthemarbles.com, and of course YouTube or Facebook. So now it's time for the marble. So as we reach into this, the bright future, we're going to take this marble and we put it into the well-lived past. Sorry for that big face shot there. And kind of what this is about is I started this 51 weeks ago, and I went to the actuarial tables to figure out, right, it's how long should I live based upon my birthday, which at that pace was 67 years old. And according to the actuarial tables, I should have about 857 weeks left. So I got 857 marbles and I put them in that bucket. And every week I review kind of what's happened in that week as it relates to my vision. And, if there's any lessons that I've learned or things that are interesting, I put it in there. So you can also find all of this on livingforallthemarbles.com, including our logo and what all that means, and some other interesting information as well. I've also, one of my goals is I'm a life on air, which means that, a lot of people want to be millionaires. I want to be a life on air. I want to be rich across every area of my life, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually, financially, and professionally. And I want to live in balance on all those things so that I can truly enjoy and live the life vision that God's given me for my life. So I've taken all that, and recently, at the encouragement of my coaches and some of my other Life on Air mastermind members, I've recently taken and consolidated the like 2-page vision for my life into a single pager so that I can reference it more often. And I'm also going to be putting that on the website if you're interested in it. So I would encourage you to take a look at that if you want. Now, another thing I've been working on is there's a lot of things are going on now. I started a company called In My Defense, and the purpose of In My Defense is very simple. It's when you are all you have. Now, we know our police, fire, EMS, those people do incredible jobs, and they're way overworked and they're way understaffed. I just saw recent statistics about the murder rate. The solving of the murder rate is way down because of literally everything. Investigators, money, to do things, the time for overtime, the lab resources, just evidence technicians, everything. And the world is a place, and don't get me wrong, the United States is an awesome place to live. I've been around the world, and there's no place like this that I'd rather be. But we have to be aware that there is evil in this world, and the idea of In My Defense is when you are all you have. In other words, if there is no police officer around, then, or if there's no emergency medical person around, then you may be all you or a loved one have to be able to be alert to your situation and see trouble before it happens so that you can get out of the way, and so you won't be involved in it at all. Or if you are forced to be involved in it, to know how to adequately take care of you and your loved ones, and to be able to get through the event in good shape. Now, we've recently had the Heller decision in D.C. versus Heller, and the New York State Fish and Game against Bruin that has changed some things with regard to handguns. Governor Hogan, I'm in Maryland, has recently said that they need to get rid of the good and substantial reason standard and move in line with the Supreme Court standard that it is a right to have a handgun and to be able to carry that handgun. So I'm very conscious of the fact that when you have a license or a permit to carry a handgun, that's all it is. It's just a permit to carry. You still need to be educated. You still need to be trained. You still need to practice. You need to go through the physical and mental elements of, what situation am I in and what are the options and how do I avoid it and can I get away from it rather than engage, etc. So there's a lot of things that are involved in it, and we want people to be safe, and we want them to be able to protect themselves when they need to, but also to avoid if that's at all possible. And really that's what In My Defense is about. And in this particular case, because of the law, I've had a friend reach out to me who is a firearms trainer as well, and has said that he'd like me to help him with some classes because there are so many people looking to be trained. And I applaud that, to be trained, but also not to just leave it there, to be continually understanding that it's a big responsibility to carry a firearm with you. So anyway, I am working on all of that. I just looked at some space where I might be able to set up my own training. I've had a lot of people come to me and to talk to me about it, and I'm delighted to hear that, and I'm also honored that they've done that. And so I'm really looking forward to moving this forward. And also I wanted to, last week when I talked about my trip to West Virginia, I forgot to mention the Lost World Caverns. Do not fall down there. Now, those pictures are of a lot of things in the caverns, and I think it's really interesting the way the stalactites and the stalagmites are formed. Stalag G meaning from the ground up, and stalac C from the ceiling down. But it's also very interesting that some of the rocks when they fell, very large rocks when they fell, when I saw them on the ground, I thought they were cut. But actually, that's the way that because of the water and everything, the rocks, were separated and they fell down. And these things weigh hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. And it was really interesting to see. They also had a skeleton in there of a bear. And, they said that this bear was, like a grass eater, vegetarian or grazer or something. I'll tell you, you look at the teeth, it's kind of hard to believe that thing didn't eat meat. But that's what they said, so we'll see. I also mentioned Vips and the bed and breakfast that she runs, Willow Bend. And I got to tell you that I really encourage you to go there. It's in Monroe County, so if you want to go to the Greenbrier or something like that, it's only about 30 minutes away. So it's very convenient to some of the things and to the caverns. So I would encourage you to visit Vips if you have the opportunity. It's a great place to stay. She's a great lady, and you'll really enjoy your stay there. So, I think that's it for this week. Thank you for being a part of this. I really am honored that you would tune in. And I want to remind you, live intentionally and finish strong. God bless. See you next week.